Hello, this is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chiles. Welcome to our video series called Peppers 101. It is our hope and our vision that doing a series on peppers over the next few years, hundreds of chilies, showing most of them on plants, some won't be on plants, that we will be able to give you information that you've never known about certain peppers, and you'll discover new peppers. And hopefully that will encourage you and inspire you to grow more chilies and different kinds of chilies. Because chilies are the most diverse vegetable on the planet. They are the most diverse vegetable on the planet. There are more flavors in chilies than there are in any other vegetable. Probably thousands. And they're all different from one another. Some are similar, but most are very different from one another. And as a public service announcement, I call it a public service announcement, we encourage you and ask you, and I know this is getting old if you've watched some of the other videos, I'm sorry, to get your children involved in the garden. Get them in the garden, whether with chilies or cucumbers or squash, whatever. Get them out in the garden. Get them out in the fresh air. Let them help you grow from seed. You know, if you get a little child 3 or 4 years old and they see a little tiny dried up seed and they see something grow from that seed and grow into a large plant from that seed and then produce vegetables and fruits from that seed, and then they eat it, better yet, they help you in the kitchen preparing and cooking and using it, and then you serve the meal to your family and they've taken part in that whole process, you're going to have a child that will never forget that and will probably grow up to be a better adult. I'm just saying, I don't think I'm wrong. So I know some of you parents are tired. Some of you with this economy, some of you are working extra hours just to make ends meet. Take the time and make a garden, however small it is. And try to get chilies in there too. And get your children growing in the garden and cooking in the kitchen with you. And they'll gain a sense of accomplishment. It will influence their character. And will give them confidence. There's a lot of great things that'll come out of this. So, with that being said, let's get to the chili. This is the Maldivian Heart Orange. Now, there's a Maldivian heart, and it's red. In the last few years, growing this Maldivian heart, because the Maldives are an isolated island group south of Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean, and it's beautiful white sand beaches, turquoise waters. It's one of the most beautiful beaches. Go ahead and Google the Maldives, and you'll see. And they have chilies there, because, you know, chilies have made their way all over the world through traders or spice traders or, sad to say, slave traders. They've made their way all over the world, hundreds in the last 400 or 500 years. So, there's chilies in the Maldives, and the Maldivian heart is one of them. Now, out of the Maldivian heart, we got 2 variants. We got the orange, which resembles the shape, even though the shapes are kind of off on the Maldivian heart, there is a kind of like a shape, and I would say these two are close to that shape. You got a little bit of a hat, like a hat at the top. Looks like the chili's wearing a little hat. Not like a bonnet, but they'll be off shapes. They'll be twisted. And they also get a little bumpy. So who knows, there's a little bit of super hot bloodline in these. And then we got the Maldivian lemon. Now, we don't call it the Maldivian heart yellow or Maldivian heart lemon because it's big and round. Looks nothing like the original. Therefore, we have to go with our guidelines that if we get a variant and it looks like the parent chili, we'll just call it the same thing, but different color in the name. But if we get a variant and it looks nothing like the original in shape and size or whatever have you, then we will give it a new name. So The other one that's round, we call the Maldivian lemon. And it's one of the most tastiest yellow and largest yellow chilies we've ever grown. That's a habanero type. So let's look at some of these. Look at this beast down here. See how it's kind of bumpy, like a super hot? It looks a little more red because we're in the shade underneath the plant. Here's a really nice specimen right there. Every now and then you'll get some smoother pods, but for the most part, they'll have that little bit of a grainy, lumpy texture. They're very fruity. They have a good sweetness to them. Citrus flavor tones like most orange and yellows do. There's one difference between this orange chili and other orange chilies. This will burn you, and the red will burn you like a super hot. They have a lot of heat. Now the yellow is kind of like a Scotch bonnet level heat, but the orange and the red, be forewarned, you will be burned. They're extremely flavorful. You get some really good sized peppers on these plants, like really good sized peppers. Let me get up from my seat. So that shape right there is closer to the original red, and so is that one there, but a little bit elongated at the end. They're very productive, as you can see. The chilies ripen from green to orange, dark orange. You might see red appear because these are from the red. So just to let you know, they start off kind of like a light lime green color. They're super productive, and here's one reason you can tell. You see all the flower nodes? That's when the flowers come out of the stems. They call those nodes flower nodes. You see how many flower nodes are here at the top? We've got 2 months left in the growing season. It's the very beginning of September. So we'll probably get a ton of chilies off these plants. So productivity is not in question. They're productive. Plenty of burn for a habanero type of pepper. Plenty of burn. Lots of great flavor. Plants get about 4 to 5 feet tall. They may get taller. I don't know. I've only grown the orange 2 years in a row. When I grow it 5 years or so, then I'll know a little bit more. Here's some nice green ones over here. Growing closer to the classic shape, and you can see they're pretty bumpy. So they've got that super hot skin texture. Okay? We're very proud to grow the Maldivian heart because that's the only chili we know that we have from the Maldives, and there may be others, but the Maldives is a very expensive place to go visit, but a beautiful place to visit. So we don't know there's more chilies there to be discovered. We do know that there's really no chilies that look like the Maldivian heart, the original red, which again has that kind of shape. They're considered a Scotch bonnet type by the natives. And in what I've read on Maldivian heart, you know, it's sad that when the Maldivian heart first came out years ago, and it's been around for a while, most of you never heard of it, because right away somebody took it and crossed it with a purple boot or purple naga, if it was even really a purple naga. And people didn't stick with growing the red, which is a great chili. I mean, you get a rare native heirloom chili and then you go ahead and cross it right away. How friggin' stupid is that? Then you lose the chili, the original. But thankfully, our friend Peter Merle had these, Dr. Peter Merle of Semillus La Palma in the Canary Islands. He had seeds and we grew it. And it wasn't the cross, it was the regular. And now we've got an orange and we've got a yellow that doesn't look like the orange or red. So this is the Maldivian heart orange. It is a burner. It is productive. It is very flavorful. And please like and share this video. This is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chilies. Maldivian heart. Orange. Take care.